Alright, so today we're going to have a discussion. We're not going to call it a log, we're not going to call it a progress video, we're not going to call it a commentary, we're just going to call it a discussion. And I hope you can take a listen to this, if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. It's a very important video, and I hope you can really take it in and absorb it and maybe react in a positive way at the end of it. But you know what? You're entitled to your opinions, and you're entitled to whatever you want to say. But before you jump on a bandwagon and direct your hate towards any one particular group that I talk about in this video, please do understand that you can direct all of your hate towards me. You can even treat me like a personal punching bag. Another way of treating me would be like the Pillsbury Doughboy. You can poke me, you can roll me up into a little ball, and you can throw me down a bowling alley, because you know what? It's already happened to me. I took a bowling ball once, and I could not let go of it. It just was locked in place, and I throw the ball two-handed. And I'm a pretty good bowler. I have about a 200 average, 210 average. Not amazing, but it's pretty good. And I did a belly flop once, and I went all the way down the lane. And quite an embarrassing moment, but you know what? I laughed it off because it was just funny at the end of the day. But anyway, direct all of your hate towards me. Don't direct it towards any one particular group or anybody that I talk about in this video, because it doesn't do any good. Before I talk about RuneScape 3, I just want you guys to know personally, since the reinstatement of old game servers, I've been harassed, I've been hacked, I've been threatened, and this has happened both in-game and in real life. So a lot of this stuff has already happened to me, and it doesn't bother me anymore. Over my 22 years on planet Earth, I've seen a lot of horrific events happen. Right before my very eyes, honestly, and it was quite tragic. But I've lost family members, I've lost friends, I've lost colleagues, just like you guys probably have, due to various misfortunes, including car accidents, suicides, and even 9/11. But I'm not trying to make this video about that. This video is about a particular group of people, and it's about a particular topic, and I hope you guys can fully absorb it and understand. And just remember that at the end of the day, RuneScape is a game, and we are one community playing two games. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the reaction I've seen for the most part with RuneScape 2007 has been absolutely amazing. The smiles I've seen on people's faces, and I imagine these smiles because for the most part I can't see them, it's virtual space. But the smiles, the reaction, the atmosphere around RuneScape 2007 for the most part has been really great, and it's been received very well for the most part. Of course, we have our problems with the game, including DDoSing and PJing and bots, and a sardine fest at Varrock West Bank for the most part with trading. But overall, the game is exactly what people were envisioning, and the community is there playing it. At the same time, though, I have an interest, and so does a lot of other individuals, and in fact, more people than those who play RuneScape 2007 have an interest in the live game and RuneScape 3. And from my perspective, I'm really more intrigued, not based off of the content that's coming, but from a tech perspective, web perspective, and development perspective, I'm very interested in RuneScape 3 and how they're doing things and how they're evolving the web platform with gaming. It's very awesome, at least in my eyes. I think it looks really great. I love the way that content is being streamed to players now in the beta and the alpha, as opposed to being generated. But that being said, there's a lot of individuals who love this game, and if you go back in time for just 2 months, just go back in time 2 months, go back to February, okay, when the poll was out on the homepage for old school RuneScape, and there were interfaces and tweets and Facebook posts and YouTube videos made about the poll. You have to understand that a significant chunk, if not most of the votes for old school RuneScape were actually from players who did not quit when the EoC came out, and were playing and enjoyed the EoC and only voted to please and help other players get their game back. And yes, there were a lot of people who did purchase membership, and I don't know how much that factors into it. I don't know how many players actually came back. I don't have that true statistic, but for the most part, there was a significant amount of people who played the live game prior to the reinstatement of old game servers that voted for old game servers to help a better version of that old school game come back. If those votes did not come through, we would be sitting on playing on old school RuneScape right now. Yes, we would be, but we would be paying between $10 and $20 extra. We would not have a small dedicated content team helping us with any of the bugs that we have problems with, fixing little tweaks and fixing problems, banning bots manually. And we wouldn't have these content polls to help shape old school RuneScape the way we want. So I ask you guys this, and I know that 95% of you were not in this category, and I'm not trying to single out the 5%, but if you are somebody who has hated on somebody who plays the evolution of combat, it's time to stop. Somebody who plays the live game is not any different than somebody who plays the old school game. We're both human beings. We're both people who are just trying to have a fun gaming experience, alright? And we're keeping to our own subcultured communities, and that's it. There are people who play the live game and who play the old school game. One individual in particular who does this is somebody named Eraser Gaming, a friend. You guys know who he is. He's from Lithuania. He makes RuneScape YouTube videos. He does 10-hour loot videos. And I watched a video of him killing automatons on the EoC, on the live game. And for the most part, it was received well, but there was a subculture, this hating, evil community that was just shitting on him. And it was one of the most entertaining videos I actually watched. Alright? The vlog and the commentary was great. And I really didn't even pay attention to what he was doing in the game. But just because there was these robot-looking creatures on the screen that had fancy graphics and were not old school graphics, which by the way I love the old school graphics, I love the old school game, it is where my heart and passion is right now, and I don't see it anywhere deviating from that in the near future, but there's no reason to hate on anybody like that, and people who play the game, not just produce videos for the game, but anybody who just plays the live game. It's their choice, and they're having fun, just like we're having fun on the on the old school game, alright? And whether you want to call it EoC Shitscape or Evolution of Cox or whatever the fuck you want to call it, alright? It's RuneScape. We are playing RuneScape, alright? And this is one giant community. One giant community with two subcultures. And that's it. I'm just asking you guys kindly, if you are in a category where you tend to love to comment and rant on individuals, I know that a lot of people are trolls, and you know what? Whatever. If it gets you off at night, knock yourself out. Whatever. But there's no reason to at this point. It's primitive. It is a primitive card to play. It is something that just brings you back to the Stone Age. Alright? And if the RuneScape community wants to get a good reputation, you know, and improve its reputation, we have to evolve as a community, as one giant community, and accept both people at this time. And it just upsets me. Like I said, I don't care if you put your hate towards me, okay, because I've had moments of weakness in the past. I've had problems in the past, and I've pissed off a lot of people in the past. But I've also pleased a lot of people and made a lot of people happy. And I'm only asking this because I've had it jogging my mind, and it's been eating at me since the reinstatement of old game servers. It's been, I understood prior to the reinstatement of old game servers why people would react in the way they have been reacting, because they lost their version of the game, they lost the old school feel and the old combat system. But just because somebody now plays the live game doesn't mean you have to take a shit on them, because it just doesn't do anything. It is stupid. It is the most retarded thing I've ever seen, and that's all I gotta say. So all I'm asking you for today is to direct your hate towards me and not to direct your hate towards anybody else, because there's nobody really to hate. There's no reason to hate anybody anymore, because both communities right now are thriving. 45, 50,000 old school players and over 70,000 concurrent live players. Both communities are very, very, very healthy with regards to the retrospect of where it was 6 or 7 months ago, and I only see good things coming for both versions, and I don't see any reason why we should just be bickering back and forth. And for the most part, I've seen an improvement, honestly, but there is still this shadow or this cloud over the community that people need to hate on others who play the EoC. Because you know what? Video makers really don't give a shit if you hate on them, you know? But if you hate on other people and you belittle people and you put people down, it just makes you the monster. It just makes you as bad as anybody else that is evil in this world, okay? And I know that we're talking about a game, and it's just a fucking game. You're right, it is just a game. But, you know, for a lot of us, it has been a culture, and it's been part of our lives, and, you know, a chapter in our lives for many, many years. And, yeah, anyway, that's all I got to say for today. To answer another question, no, I do not actually have access to the alpha, to the beta of RuneScape 3 at the moment. And, you know, I don't see myself really playing the live game in the short term because of my outlook and really what I want to accomplish on the old school version of the game. But anyway, getting back on track and moving on. I'm going to be producing a RuneScape PK commentary tomorrow, and I hope you can all check it out. And that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, at least the discussion that I had, or my venting of my thoughts. It's the last time I'm actually going to make a video about this particular topic, because I needed to get it off my chest, and I hope you can accept it and embrace it, and at least ponder the thought of trying to ease off on other people, because it doesn't accomplish anything. Anyway, I'll talk to you all soon. Have a good one, guys, and peace out.